5-number summary. Now, with the 5-number summary, it's very simple. It involves finding the minimum, the maximum, quartile number 1, quartile number 2, quartile number 3. Now, obviously, you will need data, so let's just write down our data. I'm going to use data 3, 4, 5, 3, 7, 6. This is the first set of data I'm going to use. I'm going to use several set of data because sometimes you need to have an experience of the different types of data that you're going to have. Now, before you work with any data, the idea is for you to first of all rearrange the data. So I'm going to rearrange the data. So rearranging. And when I'm rearranging the data, I'm going to start by writing 3 first, then followed by the other 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. Now that I've rearranged my data, I can then look at how I can find the mean, the quartiles, and the maximum and the minimum. The easiest being obviously the maximum and the minimum. So the maximum number that I can see there is equal to 7. There it is. There. That's the maximum. And the minimum number is this one, is 3. So the minimum is 3. Now, the next thing I can then find is the quartiles. And I'm going to now look for the quartiles. Now, to find the quartiles, the first quartile that I can find is usually the one in the middle, which is quartile number 2. Quartile number 2 always divides the data into 2 equal sides. So the lower half and the top half. So here, if I draw a line there, can you see I've divided the data into 3, 3, and 4 on one side, 5, 6, and 7. So there are 3 numbers on this side and 3 numbers on the other side. That means the number which is supposed to be here will give us quartile number 2. But clearly you can see that number is supposed to be between 4 and 5. So we have to add 4 and 5 and divide by 2 to find the midpoint between 4 and 5. And this is going to give us 4, 5. That is now our quartile number 2. Now, to find the other quartiles, we need to then divide each half into 2 equal halves. So, and then here we're going to come to divide this side. I can then see that if I put a line there and if I put a line there, I can now divide that. Can you see now I've divided this side? I've got on this side here, my line goes right through 3, and on the other side my line goes right through 6, and this will give me my quartile number 1. My quartile number 1 is passing through 3. This is quartile number 1, which is equal to 3, and this is quartile number 2, which is 3, sorry. This is quartile number 3, which is equal to 6. So quartile number 1 is that one, and quartile number 3 is equal to 6. Now, if you look carefully at the data, you realize that the data now we've got one number there, one number in the second section, one number in the third section, and one number in the, so there are 4 different sections, and each section has got one number in it. So that's how we find the 5-number summary. So and then obviously you are going to now write down the 5-number summary. If you're going to write down your answer, let's write down our answer. Our 5-number summary would start with, let's say, the minimum, and it was 3, and we'll write the maximum out there, and it was 7. Then we'll write quartile number 2, and our quartile number 2, remember we had to add 4 and 5. Excuse me. It's going to be 4, 5. Quartile number 1 is going to be 3, and quartile number 3 is going to be 6. And those are the quartiles that we have. Now let's go to another set of data. Remember the first time, if you look carefully, I gave you a set of data where we had 6 numbers, and 6 is an even number. What if the data was an odd number? Instead of having 6, I had 7 numbers. So to get 7 numbers, I'm just going to simply just add an extra number there. So I'm going to have 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, instead of having an even number of numbers, I've got an odd number of numbers. And I'm not going to rearrange them because they are already rearranged. Now, the minimum and the maximum, they are still the same. Minimum is equal to 3. Maximum is equal to 7. So now I want to find the quartiles. And again, for the quartiles, I'm going to now say, look, but here now, I need to divide the data into 2 equal sides, and it passes through the 4. So quartile number 2, this time we don't have to divide by 2, it's just plain and simple 4. And if I divide the other sides, can you see? It's going to divide through 3. So quartile number 1, again, we don't have to divide, it's going to be what? 3. Then we go to the last one. If I want, it must pass through 6. Can you see? So quartile number 3 is going to be 6. And you must write your answers down so that you can have your minimum, your maximum, and your quartiles. Now let's go to the next set of data. I'm just going to do this, push this through quickly. So let's have 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Now I've increased it. Now we have an odd number. And I'm doing this for a purpose so that people can get used to finding quartiles with different set of numbers. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. You should look at all the examples. They're not the same. So here now we want quartile number. So quartile number 2. So the minimum, obviously, minimum is still 3. Maximum is still 7. But now, if I take this, do you see that now quartile number 2 again is dividing through, it's 4 plus 5 divided by 2, which is 4, 5. Now, if I want quartile number 1, this data has got 4 numbers. But now look, there you go. Quartile number 1 is in between those 2. So quartile number 1 is between 3 and 3. So I add the 3 plus the 3 and divide by 2. And this will give me 3. Quartile number 3 is in between 6 and 7. So I'm going to say quartile number 3 is going to be 6 plus 7 divided by 2, which is going to give me 6, 5. So basically, when you've got your quartiles, this is how you find your 5-number summary. And your 5-number summary, like we said, consists of minimum, maximum, quartile number 1, quartile number 2, quartile number 3. And these ones can be used to draw the box and whisker. So that's the 5-number summary for you.